The first ever tour championship for the Savannah Bananas is about to happen. There are 4 teams that are fighting ruthlessly to make the best playoff spot they can in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to break down everything that happened this weekend and how it affects the league standings.
And we'll talk about how the party animals are in the number one spot right now.
Welcome to the Banana Breakdown Podcast. Whether it's player interviews, weekly breakdowns of the games, or post-game live streams, we love to talk about all things banana. Okay, I think we have to start off with those showdowns. On Saturday night, there were 2 showdown games. Both of them happened, and it was super fun to watch. And especially with the league standings heating up, having a showdown like that just shows how close everything is.
Yeah, so the Bananas and the party animals are fighting for that first seed in the tournament here at the end. And both of them found themselves in a tricky situation. You know, the Bananas playing the Firefighters, party animals playing the Tailgaters, and they both found themselves in tight games late.
Yeah, so we'll break down those showdowns first because that's the most exciting thing in sports. We'll start with the Party Animals and the Texas Tailgaters. So we went into the 9th inning and it was tied 3-3, and we run into the showdowns from there. And as we get into these showdowns, it is the Tailgaters up first because they're the away team. Now, Zach Watson has been doing absolutely incredible recently, and of course, they choose to bring him up to the plate for these showdowns.
Yeah, so Zach Watson, if you remember, Zach Watson just a few weeks ago had his homecoming game going to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where he played for the LSU Tigers. And he scored the game-winning run in showdowns, and they obviously trust him a lot to be their leadoff batter. And so he came up, and it looked identical to the play there in Baton Rouge, and he hits a perfect ball and is able to easily, like there was no real question about it at all, was easily able to run the bases for that inside the park home run to score the first run of showdowns.
Yeah, Sammy's feeling a little bit of deja vu there as a Party Animals fan, but
yeah, I get a little nervous seeing. I mean, Zach Watson has been playing outstanding right now, and it just felt like it was inevitable that he was going to score there. Sadly.
Yeah, for sure. And then so that's the round one for the Tailgaters, and then bottom of round one, the Party Animals come up to the plate and hit a pop fly. Jordan Hussein is playing shortstop.
Again, this looked exactly the same. Exactly the same. I mean, it looked a little different, but I'm just like sitting there. Reese Hampton batted again. It was the exact same thing. And anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. So this was something that I wanted to discuss because my initial thought was, what are you doing? And then I've been looking at it, and I think I understand where they're coming from. So Jordan Hussein, it's just over his head, so then it lands. He picks it up, and by that time, Reese Hampton is rounding second. It was a super high pop fly. So then Jordan Hussein, the play is at the plate. So I thought, why is he not throwing it home? He throws it to third to the pitcher who's there, but by that point, Reese Hampton is past third, and then the pitcher throws it home, and they're able to get him out. I was watching it, and I was like, why did they do that? But then looking back at some of the other showdowns, there have been missed throws home. So Jordan Hussein, he made the decision to throw it one shorter and one shorter back there rather than risking the opportunity of a bad throw or the catcher missing it from a little bit further out.
Yeah, it was a good defensive play. It's a simple pickoff situation where you pass to the closer player and then he can get the throw home. But we hadn't seen that in showdowns before because it's such a unique thing. You don't have it's not an outfielder throwing to a shortstop to throw home. You have to figure out where your pitcher is. The pitcher has to be in the right position and to get it home. So that was a good play there. And it's interesting because, like I said, it looked almost exactly the same as the situation in Baton Rouge where Jordan Hussein, in that game, he has this trick play where he catches it behind his back. It's a pretty short pop up, and he's able to get under it and catch it under his back. But we had talked about how, okay, yeah, he did that because he knew that if he would have dropped it, if he would have had a missed trick play there, he could recover quickly enough to get the throw to the plate. And that's exactly what happened here. He wasn't able to get the initial catch off the pop up, but he was able to recover and get the throw home. So he proved our theory right there because it felt like the exact same situation. It was kind of weird, but I guess that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. Love when showdowns happen. We'll jump into the bananas one in just a second, but I wanted to highlight that we have a huge announcement that we'll be making at the end of the podcast. So stick around for that, and then also in a little bit we'll talk about where we're at because the studio is looking a little bit different today. So
Yeah, and we're also going to talk about how crazy it has been to even record this podcast. So if you want to hear a rant, I know some of you like to hear those crazy stories. We'll save that for the very, very end.
yeah, stick around for that. It seems like the world's against us to film the one today.
Yeah.
Okay, so jumping
Oh,
in.
I guess I wasn't wearing my party animals hat. The party animals did win the first game.
Yes,
Just to keep that in mind as we talk about the standings.
Yeah, so before we jump into the bananas, so the Party Animals won game one, and then the Texas Tailgaters won game two in showdown. So they split the series 1-1, and that's kind of what we were talking about with the standings. Is if the Party Animals could have like legged that one out, it would have extended their lead and gotten them closer to cinching first place for the playoffs. But the Bananas are in a similar situation.
Yeah, exactly. The Bananas found themselves in a tight game too, and if they would have been able to pull it out, then they would be only 2 games back. But they didn't, so it's going to be interesting. The Party Animals and the Bananas are fighting for that first spot, and the Firefighters and Tailgaters are fighting for the third spot. So.
Yep. So Bananas won the first 2 games of the weekend, and then the third game went to showdowns, which was on the same night. So in the ninth inning of that game, the Bananas were down 3-1. So the Firefighters were playing phenomenally, and
this was
then
insane.
they ended up pulling out a crazy ninth inning. And there's a couple different things that happened, but the main thing that we want to highlight is Dr. Meadows.
Yeah.
Dr. Meadows comes up to the plate and he hits a grounder, a routine grounder to the shortstop. But if you're watching him, as soon as he makes contact, he puts his head down and books it straight for first. And I was absolutely shocked that by the time the ball gets to first, with no trick play, Dr. Meadows is safe.
Yeah, and 2 outs and runner at third, right? And I think so. And just a amazing play there. An amazing infield hit. Just he was so fast. We were watching it and we both like almost jumped up. We're like, how? I thought, wow, game's over.
100%.
Firefighters win. But no, Dr. Meadows was able with just his speed and the throw took a little longer than it should have, and he was able to get there. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
So with that, and then a couple other things from the Bananas, they tie it up 3-3, and we go to showdowns. And so this showdowns, it was actually different pitchers than we're used to. We're used to Ben Dunn for the Firefighters, Danny Hosley for the Bananas. This time it was Austin Krasminski from the Bananas, and I believe it was Johnny Hummel, the Lightning McQueen pitcher from the Firefighters pitching. And shout out to both of them because in round one, they both struck out the batter, which is absolutely incredible to do with only one fielder behind you.
Yeah. Really impressive stuff. So we go to the second round where there's no fielder behind you, and this is where it got kind of weird.
Yeah, so this is where it gets interesting. So Austin Krasminski is pitching, and it's Dalton Cornett who's batting for the Firefighters. So he comes up, and after a little bit of back and forth, foul balls, things of that nature, he ends up getting the ball 4. So in normal, it would be a ball 4 sprint, but there's no fielders. So this is where the alternate rules come into play. And it did look like Austin Krasminski was a little bit caught off guard from it. If you go back and watch it, ball 4 happens, Dalton's running, and then Austin Krasminski is kind of like, oh, and then he runs to the catcher. So that little bit of a delay really helped Dalton out here.
Yeah, and he stumbled at one point too. I think it was maybe it was rounding first because he did recover pretty quickly from like he was late to get the ball, but he recovered and it looked like he might catch him because what he's doing there is he has to run the bases behind Cornett, and as soon as he gets to third, that's when he's allowed to throw it. So it's a full-on sprint to try to get to third as quick as possible so that he could try to throw to the catcher home. But he does end up stumbling, and Cornett is really fast, and he's able to run, and there wasn't even a throw home. Krasminski didn't get to third in time, but really, yeah, crazy situation there.
Yeah, and then so the bananas come up and hit a little pop fly, so it's in the very early outfield, so they're able to get the ball, get them out at home, and the firefighters take home the win. But before we go too much further in that, I think you had a firefighter hot take or idea that you wanted to throw out there with the
Yeah, I was
showdowns.
sitting there and I was thinking about the ball four sprint rule in showdowns, and I was like, what is stopping anyone? This is what I would do if I was a coach here. And then what would happen is this would happen one time, and then they would say, "Sammy, knock it off. We're changing this rule so that you can't do this again." Um, I would just throw Flash out there
On the
for
pitcher's mound?
yeah, for the bananas. Say, all right, this is what we're gonna do in showdowns. We're not gonna risk a hit at all. We're gonna put our fastest player, our fastest position player, not even a pitcher, out there, and you are going to intentionally walk him and throw four balls, and then it's ball four sprint time, and you are going to just outrun the batter and run, get the ball, run to third, and throw him out. Because that way you don't have you don't throw any strikes. We're not risking a hit at all.
Yeah.
We're just gonna throw a ball four sprint and do it because that is the most sure way to just guarantee a no points scored there because you have your fastest player. So that's what I would do if I was the coach.
I mean, even if that never happens in a game, I kind of want to see that now. Is just bring up one of the batters and then have Flash and just I want to see like them running and Flash just catching and possibly even like tagging them
Yeah,
before.
I know. I think that could happen. Uh, yeah, me and you were talking back and forth about of like what could you do about that rule? Like, do you have to have like is the pitcher that pitches in showdowns? Do they have to have pitched in a game before, or do they have to have pitched in that game or whatever? All you have to do is just throw an inning out and guarantee if we go to showdowns, we're just no, that doesn't make sense because you wouldn't want to go to showdowns anyway. This is only a situation in showdowns, but I don't know. You could say, all right, every couple games, if you just have to be listed as a pitcher, we'll just have Flash throw an inning and see what happens, pitch an inning and see what happens. Uh, yeah, so that's my idea. And I don't know. Maybe I'll get hired as a coach because someone hears this and like, this is the type of thinking that we need in our dugout.
Yeah, so if you are on the with Fans First Entertainment, part of the staff, have any knowledge of the rules, please let us know if there is an actual rule that is hindering that, or let us know if Sammy just had the best idea in the world and now there will be a rule added before it
Well, we
happens.
want to see it happen first. That's the issue. I want to at least see if it will work, and then you can outlaw it because I do think that it might be unfair. But
Okay, so we might need to tag Coach Gillum and Coach Viro for the Bananas. Throw them out there. Hey, get Flash on the mound in showdowns. Let's see it happen.
or what would be even crazier is if there's a special celebrity pitcher that you bring out for this reason.
Like Usain Bolt or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. An Olympic sprinter.
The
You
problem is he has to actually, even though it's a ball, he has to get it close enough that the catcher can grab it. Because if
That's
he
true.
throws it
Yeah, you
away,
can't.
it eliminates all of that.
Yeah, yeah. So,
We're way deep off on a tangent in this, and this is awesome.
well, because does the catcher have to say it?
The,
Is that a rule? Is that a rule in
what do you
banana
mean?
ball? Because if you intentionally walk someone in just baseball, the catcher can move to the side.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but I'm saying
Because
like if you had a really wild
yeah,
throw
yeah, I
that the
know.
catcher can't
I
get.
just I just didn't know if I had missed something there because obviously the batter can't step out of the box, and that would make sense if you don't want to have intentional walks, that would be a rule that the catcher has to stay there. But I don't know if that's been written down anywhere. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So maybe it's just implied, and maybe all of these great folks that play banana ball love the game so much that they don't want to have anything like that come in and ruin the game. Uh, kind of like how, you know, analytics and stuff has kind of made baseball boring, and that's why banana ball was kind of born because of that.
Yeah.
Probably don't want to bring kind of these loopholes into banana ball. Uh, like how in college basketball now, a team's down 3 or up 3 with like less than 5 seconds. This actually was tried in the NBA finals or NBA playoffs. Oklahoma City tried this and it actually backfired on them because they fouled too early. But if it's like under 5 seconds left, instead of risking getting a half court shot or something, you intentionally foul because they can only shoot 2 free
Two.
throws.
Yeah.
And so instead of tying it, you send them to the line, and they would have to make one, intentionally miss one, and have a putback
Yeah.
to tie it, or kick it out for 3, and that's extremely unlikely, even more unlikely than hitting a half court shot, which is also unlikely. But it ruins the flow of the game and it makes it super lame to watch the end.
Yes.
And so it's like that's smart, like on because there's one part of me that's like, yeah, you should definitely do that because why would you risk losing? So like, just like in showdowns, like yeah, do my idea because why would you risk losing? On the other side, and this is where banana ball comes in, it's for the fans. You don't want to ruin the fan experience. Although
100%.
I do think seeing this one time would be really awesome, and then it would be hilarious for them to outlaw it.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's one of the things you bring up a really good point. Like, but that's one of the beautiful things about banana ball is the fact that there is no bureaucracy. It's not like the MLB where you have the players union and the managers and the MLB and everyone's trying to work together and there's talks of a lockout in a couple seasons because they can't get on the same page where this is just, hey, we're going to make the decision and the rule is going to change by tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
it's really cool that they're able to do that and make some of those things possible.
Yeah, and everyone would probably be like, "Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't do that." Because even I agree that that probably shouldn't be done. But anyway, let us know. What do you think about that? Am I crazy, or am I crazy enough that it would work?
Yeah, let us know. Let's jump into some of the other fun things that happen in this weekend. So I wanted to start off with Bill Leroy, catcher for the Savannah Bananas, as Sammy gets a sip of his Coca-Cola. And Bill Leroy, right before he comes up to bat, he gets pulled by Sam Bauman, the sideline reporter for the Bananas, and he's interviewing him because Bill has been on a crazy streak recently. He's not a super big home run hitter, but he has been hitting home runs left and right the last couple weeks. And so he's being interviewed about how he does it to get these home runs. And and they make a fun skit. He's like teaching Sam like, hey, you got to move the hips and then you just swing the bat. And then Bill is mic'd up for the at bat. And so he comes to the plate. He's like talking between each pitch. And then he smokes one out of the park while he's mic'd up right after that little bit. And so he's mic'd up rounding first and he stops between first and second and repeats it. Like you just got to move the hips and then drop the barrel and whatever, talking to the announcers. And it was so funny and such a cool moment to watch.
That is hilarious. There's nothing better than the mic'd up moments when something crazy happens,
Yeah.
like Zach Watson doing a backflip catch mic'd up, or the bunt controversy when
Ty Jackson.
Ty Jackson
Yep.
was mic'd up and he was yelling, "That's a bunt, that's a bunt." And then now Bill Leroy. I mean, there's been other ones too, but Bill Leroy now hitting a home run while mic'd up. That's just such a fun wrinkle, and it makes me think: are they gonna do that for the tour championship? Like, are there gonna still be these moments and like?
I would be shocked if there's not.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Like they've got to do that as like the entertainment side. I would be shocked too. But as a player in that tense moment, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to be mic'd up and like this is the championship game.
Yeah.
I don't want to have any distractions, but Banana Ball is full of distractions. So it's
Yeah.
like it's this weird paradox where you want to have this epic championship game, but you also want to do all of the fun stuff that makes Banana Ball so exciting because that's what everyone is there for. Fun to think about.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll get into more of the Tour Championship in just a little bit. We'll talk about a couple more things here. The other one I want to talk about was Sunshine Luders, who we've had on the podcast. made what I think was probably the top play of the
I
weekend.
couldn't believe it.
It was crazy.
Yeah, my jaw dropped when I saw it. Uh, yeah, so he fields a ball and he does like this. He uses the ball as like a hacky sack, and he's able to kick it up, go around the world with his foot, and kick it up again and catch it and throw to first, all in time to throw to first. Crazy to even attempt that,
Yeah.
and he got it on the first try. That was the first time he had attempted it.
Yeah, which is super crazy. And another piece of that, just like thinking logistically, like if he's a shortstop, that trick play is almost impossible. Like it was bang bang at first base. Like he almost didn't get him out, but like being able to do that, like it's perfect as a second baseman.
Yeah. He does other stuff where he's like going in between the legs a ton of times. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff that is perfect for a second baseman to
Yeah.
do. But yeah, you got to talk to him about it. What were some of the things that he had to say?
Yeah, so I was able to reach out to him just over Instagram DMs and ask him a couple questions, and then write up an article for the Savannah Bananas on SI. So you definitely want to check out that article. But he basically was saying, I asked him how it felt to pull it off in that moment, and he was talking about how cool it was to do that in front of all the fans, do it for the first time. And then he also brought up, I'm not big into soccer, so the reference was lost on me, but he talked about another like super famous soccer play that he's trying to work into a trick play. So kind of giving a tease of what's to come next. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was something that in our first interview, you're gonna want to if you haven't seen it yet, go back to our interview with him. We interviewed him before the season even started,
Yeah.
and he brought up even then that he had some he grew up playing soccer, so he has this background, and he had some soccer trick plays in the works, and so we're really excited to see what else he can come up with.
Yeah, so that interview on our channel and the article will be in the description, so you can go down there to check those out. One other thing that we definitely want to hit on today was the second game for the Savannah Bananas and Firefighters this weekend. So game one, there was a rain delay. I believe it was like 2.5 hours. They still made it happen, played the game. Game two was about an hour to an hour and a half of a rain delay. They started playing, and it was pouring rain. It was raining the entire game, and you could tell. The pitchers had a little bit less control with the ball because the ball was wet. All of these things happening. The game's going on. There's barely any trick plays at all because you can't do a backflip catch because the turf is super slick. You can't do all of these other type of trick plays. So it was a very different banana ball game. But then the craziest part was that after the fifth inning, they ended up calling the game, and little controversial. The fans were shouting, "Let them play! Let them play!" I felt bad for the young professor in that moment who had to announce that the game was ending, but the Bananas scored 1 point, and so they were declared the victors in that moment.
That should be a half win. should be They should be 36.5 and 25 because they didn't get to play a full game. Yeah, that's a sad moment, but not to be able to finish the game. But and who knows? Maybe the firefighters would have been able to come back. But
Yeah.
I don't know. With those conditions, it was too bad to try to play. Baseball's a sport that you really, yeah, it just wouldn't work. So
Yeah,
it was the right decision.
and what happened was in the fifth inning, the is it Kelsey Whitmore? She's the softball player who's playing for the Bananas for a couple months. She threw multiple ball four sprints. The ball, like it was pouring at
Yeah,
that
you
point.
just could not get a grip on
Yeah,
it.
and then Tyler Riggett for the Firefighters came up and he threw three or four. Like it's just they had to call the game because the pitcher it was unsafe for the batters and everyone because it's just impossible to grip the ball and throw it over the plate at that point. So it was the right call. Unfortunate, but I mean works out for me as a Bananas fan, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I guess so. You'll party animals have to earn their wins. The bananas are just giving them. Just kidding.
So yeah, so let's go into the tour championship a little bit more
Yeah,
and,
maybe I
and break
will
this
put
all
on
down.
my party animals hat now because guess who's in first place? You already see it over
It's
there.
the party animals.
Yeah.
So there's somewhere around like it's like 8 to 10 games, something like that, left in the season. Like we're coming on the home stretch, we're getting close, And so if you look at the standings right now, the party animals have played more games than the bananas. And so that's where there's this kind of interesting thing of they're technically up 3 games, but I think the official thing is they're up 2.5
Yeah.
games because of that. So we'll see how that goes. If the bananas lose a few more games and the party animals win, it'll clinch it for the party animals. But let's talk about the tour championship and how that's all going to go down, because we got some information recently about how all of that's going to happen. So first week of October, there's 4 games, 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're going to be playing 4 games, and what they announced that it was going to be is you're going to have the team that's the first seed. If it ended today, the team that is in the first seed, the party animals, plays against the team in the last place, firefighters, and then the bananas and tailgaters would play 1 game each night, and it's a 2-game series. If you win both games, you move on. If you tie 1-1 on the second night, you immediately go into a showdown
So cool.
to determine if you're going to the tour championship. It all comes down to that showdown. So in theory, you could have 2 showdowns in a row, which would be so cool. Showdown to end the game, and then showdown to determine who goes to the tour championship.
Yeah, I personally hope that happens. I hope both of them go to, they split and then you go to that showdowns right at the end, because you're so exhausted from just playing an entire game and then to have to go to another round of showdowns. It would be awesome. I love that they did that. I think that actually is more interesting than if it was just like a best 2 out of 3.
100%.
There's also not enough time to do that.
Yeah.
So it made sense, but yeah, really excited for that.
Yeah.
Although I am a little disappointed that the championship game itself is just a one-off game. It would be nice for that to be like a series too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see that. Like, this is not how it's always going to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is technically not the official first one of the BBCL, the Banana Ball Championship League. This is just the first official tour championship. So I think they'll work out some kinks, test a few things, and then we'll see. Do they follow suit with the Major League Baseball and do more of a series, or do they keep it at 1 game and just do it that way? We'll see.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what they do there, and who knows, maybe they just do it this way, and it's like a big hit, and they just do it this way going forward, and the top 4 teams go in. The 2 that didn't make it are out. Like
Yeah.
you don't have the all 6, because there's going to be 6 teams next year. You just have the top 4, and this is just the format, and we'll see. That would be kind of cool.
I'm actually fine with the format. Like, it definitely, like, it's one of those things where, hey, you do a series, you get more games. Hey, that, like, in some ways sounds better, but like, I kind of like the fact of you've just got to perform in the 1 game and like make it shorter for fans, instead of like, hey, let's watch playoffs where it's best of 7 for the whatever first round, then best of 7 for the semifinals, best of 7 for this. Like, it just gets a little overwhelming. I mean, it's great because it's more games,
Yeah.
but it's kind of nice where it's just like, hey, in 2 weekends, we're going to knock out the whole tour championship, playoffs, and everything.
Well,
So,
it just goes back to what are you prioritizing, right? Like, are you and we know what Banana Ball is prioritizing. They're prioritizing the fan experience, and so you've got the 2 differences. Like March Madness, the NCAA basketball tournament, they're all just one-off games,
Yeah.
and so literally anything could happen.
It's really fun to
And
watch.
that people love it because anything could happen, but there's also people that hate it because can you, like, is the best team actually crowned the champion? I actually argue yes, because you have to be the best team.
The best team in that
Yeah,
couple
like, I
weeks
mean,
span.
you have to win 6 straight games against amazing That's really really hard to do. But anyway, but you don't have. It's very rare. You compare that to the NBA, where every single round it's the same sport, but every single round is a best of 7 series. So you have to win 4 games. Very very rare for there to be a true upset in that situation.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like, nothing's better than watching a game 7. Like, those are outstanding.
But that's what you get every time with this.
Yeah.
It goes back to the whole, like, you can walk off every inning. It's like you take what is the best thing. It's the final game that determines it win or lose. Like, so I mean, in some ways, that could be their thought process.
Yeah, I know. And then that means that you could have the firefighters as the last place team that could win the whole thing. And
They'd have to win, yeah, because you only have to win. You don't even have to win 3 straight.
yeah, you
You
just
could
have to win two.
win one, and then
Yeah.
win the showdown,
Yeah, you
and
don't.
then
You're right. You don't even
yeah.
have to win two straight. You win one in a showdown.
But you get a hot streak, pun intended, and they could pull it off.
Yeah, like the firefighters. All you have to do, as you're in the last place right now. All you have to do going into that weekend is win
2 to 3
games.
games, yeah.
Yeah, 2 to 3 games. But theoretically, you could win one game, a showdown, and one game. Like that's
Crazy.
all, and and you win the whole thing. So it's gonna be crazy. Literally anyone can do it. But my prediction, as always, has been that the party animals will pull it off because they're so talented, and yeah. So
I am very excited to watch that though, because we were talking when we interviewed Drake Toll, which you can find that interview on the channel. He was mentioning how Jake Skoll of the Party Animals has been absolutely dominant this year, and I don't know what his stats were like last year, but Drake Toll was referencing that his stats have improved phenomenally this year because they've talked about the Tour Championship at the end of the season. So I definitely, if there's any team that's going to rise to the occasion, like the Party Animals are so competitive. I could see like them just taking it up a couple notches and just blowing everyone out of the water. Like,
let me put it this way: I will be shocked if anyone else wins. I'm serious. Like if I had to take the party animals or the field, the party animals or the other three teams, I'm still taking the party animals. I really would be shocked if they don't win the whole thing.
yeah,
The Bananas have been playing really well, and their bats have really caught fire recently. And the other two teams have showed that they can beat any other team on any given night. Every team has beaten each other at
yeah.
this point, and so I know that it's possible, but I would be shocked in that situation if the party animals were not the ones that win it.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is though, if you think about it, if if it comes down to it's guaranteed that the Bananas and Party Animals will not face each other in round 1 of the
Yeah,
playoffs. So, and they're not playing against each other until then. So you could get the Savannah Bananas and Party Animals coming to this final game after not playing each other for months, and it's one game.
yeah.
Whoever takes the one game wins it all.
And let's be honest, that's what everyone's hoping for. I think, but because that's the biggest amount of eyeballs of the Bananas and Party Animals are in the championship. But how interesting would it be if it was the firefighters and the tailgaters?
That would be crazy.
Yeah, super crazy.
Yeah, I mean the biggest benefit to either not having the Bananas win or not having the Bananas even in the final championship game is you then talk about the growth of Banana Ball of like what's happening, where are the bananas? Like
Yeah,
it's very easy to be like, okay, well, like you have to describe some things versus like if the Bananas are in it, then it's and especially if the Bananas win, then it's like, oh, it's scripted, this
yeah,
and that. But like you see some of the other ones, a couple years ago, the Party Animals took the Tour Championship. Like we could see some of those things again where the Bananas don't come out on top, and literally whatever happens is going to be great for the sport.
yeah. Bananas winning against the Party Animals is good, really, really good for short-term like viewership
100%.
and interest. But for the long term, if you're wanting to grow the sport, the other three teams winning would be the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
So good luck to all the teams. We're excited for that, and I think we can jump into our big announcement that we've got.
Oh, big announcement.
Big announcement. Okay, so we got 2 of them. The first one, we'll save the best for last. First one is that next weekend is the Texas Tailgaters headlining tour, opening weekend for that. And Sammy and I will be going to the second game, courtesy of Jonathan Luders. Thank you so much for your help with that. But we'll be out there. We'll get to experience Texas Tailgaters headlining tour in person in Texas, and I can't wait.
I'm really excited. It's going to be an awesome tailgate. Yeah, really. I've never been to Texas. Have you been to Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been. So we got a buddy that lives in Texas now. Christian, if you're watching this, I hope you're watching it. I'm giving you a shout out now. I'm gonna beat you in our fantasy football league. He lives in Texas, but nowhere close to there, so I don't even know why I brought that up. I'm not gonna be seeing him or anything. But it's I've never been to Texas, and I've always wanted to go. So I'm really excited for that. First ever headlining uh, weekend for the Texas Tailgaters, and we're gonna be there. Really excited.
Yeah. And then announcement number 2, we were able to get press passes, and we will be going to the first ever tour championship for the Savannah Bananas.
Well, you don't know that the Savannah Bananas are gonna be in that game for
True.
Banana Ball. Yeah.
Yes.
We're really excited for that too. That's going to be awesome. So October 11th, we will be in Georgia at Grayson Stadium,
Can't wait.
uh, the the birthplace of Banana Ball, holy ground there.
Yes. And thank you so much to the Banana Ball team for letting us come out there and for helping us get those passes. We are really looking forward to that and bringing all of you, the viewers, some boots on the ground views of what it's all like down there.
Yeah,
So
we're excited to talk to some players beforehand, see how they're feeling about the whole thing, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
yeah, so we're looking forward to that. And then yeah, before we wrap up today, I think we've got to talk about where we're at and why we're here and some of this.
Yeah, so this is our brand new studio.
Woo!
Kind of. It looks cool, although Brandon covered up all of my cool books here. But it's with these cool books. Jesse Cole's a great author.
And
But yeah.
you can't see it's out of frame. We got the banana ball down there that we were trying to put in there.
Yeah. All right here.
There we go.
Yeah, we're still working on it. But I moved, so it's been a really crazy whirlwind of a couple of weeks. But this is my new place, and I built a little library here. Got some books. You can't see my bookshelf on this side. You see my bookshelf here. Got plenty of books and just cool stuff. So this is my special reading spot. I really like to read. But we've also, while I was setting it up, I was like, this could be a perfect place for the podcast. And Brandon, when he found out that I was moving, all he could talk about was a podcast studio. He wasn't even that excited for me and my family to have a new place and for my boys to have more room to run around and all this great stuff for my family. All he was thinking about was the podcast studio. So I had to make it work. So that's where we are.
Yeah, so thank you for doing that, and we really like the new place that we have here solely for podcasting and not for living.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days trying to film the podcast. We said we'd talk about it. We tried to film last night, but we had a huge storm in Arizona here, and the power went out for hours.
I didn't have power here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. 5:30 to 11:30. And so we couldn't film. There's no lights and like it was not it was terrible. And I was wearing my Party Animals shirt. The reason why I'm not wearing it now is because I got it all dirty because during the rainstorm the power was out. Me and Brandon and our other brothers-in-law decided to play a two-hand touch football game in the backyard in the pouring rain. It was awesome. But that made my clothes super dirty, so I couldn't wear my Party Animals shirt. But it's because the firefighters did win a game, so and this is an awesome shirt too. But yeah, that was fun. So that happened, and then we're about to record this here, like literally about to record. And my wife was taking my sons to grocery shop while we could record. Bless her heart, she is a saint. And shout out to you, I love you. And the car was not starting. Our battery's dead. So that we had to figure that out. Brandon's lovely wife came and picked them up to take them to the grocery store. So now they're all there while we're talking here. But yeah, it's just been insane. I'm exhausted. There's so much going on, but so many great things going on. We've started writing about Banana Ball for Bananas on SI. Uh, Check out our articles. We're still interviewing players. We're talking about Banana Ball. So if you want to, follow along for this growing sport as we're ramping up into the championship, you're definitely going to want to follow along. The powers that be, don't want us to talk about Banana Ball. They're trying to get us to stop. They're cutting our power, and I don't know. There's some dark conspiracy that doesn't want. It's the baseball purists that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all everyone that hates Banana Ball. It's like, we don't want these guys talking about it. I'm going to destroy a transformer that cuts out the power, and I'm going to destroy Sammy's battery in his minivan.
Yeah, so we'll
That's
see
what
where
I
that goes,
believe.
and it's hopefully things will turn up from here. But we're really looking forward to the tour championship here soon. I still can't believe we're going to be there in person. It
It's going to be
absolutely
awesome.
blows my mind how gracious the team over at Fans First Entertainment is. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we're really excited, and sorry I derailed the podcast here at the end. I just sometimes I talk too much, but that's why I'm in this business of podcasting, because all I do is talk.
Exactly. And thank you so much for watching. The next couple weeks, we got some good games coming up. They'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend for the Savannah Bananas, and we'll see where it goes from there. Go
Go
Bananas.
party animals and firefighters.